Ahoy people, please don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Also make sure you sub to the channel by clicking the icon in the bottom right hand corner, and then when you sub to the channel make sure you have your push notifications turned on, that little bell symbol, so that you're alerted anytime we put a new video on our channel. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Okay people, welcome to episode 3 of my Conan Exiles Beginner's Guide. Before we get started, a couple things I want to say. One is just thank you for everything. You guys have been awesome posting comments, likes, watching videos. I greatly appreciate the feedback that I have gotten, and it's really made me want to continue doing this series, so thank you with that. I am running into some trouble with question and answers, trying to keep up with the comments, so I might just do a video that answers all of the questions that I get on my channel a little bit down the road, just because I'm having a hard time responding to everything with my schedule the way that it is. So check that out. Just make sure you're subbed to the channel, and then if you posted a question and I haven't answered it, just check out, wait for a video to come out with all the Q&A that I didn't get a chance to answer yet. Secondly, I actually have to go out of town here in a little bit, so I'm going to try and get this video up and then maybe one more this week, and then there might be a couple days without it, and then this weekend when I get back, we'll start cranking them out again as well. So with that being said, part 3 of the series is mainly focused on the building aspect and kind of what you need to do to get started, what machines you need to create, why, what they make, to kind of get you going. Like we've stated before, the goal right now early on is to get level 20, and then once you hit level 20 is to make tier 2, at least a little tier 2 base, and also to make large chests in order to protect your stuff. So I've gotten a lot of questions on my build spot. Why did I build here versus other locations? And so this is actually pretty good. It's a nice clear day. You can see right here is the frozen north. You can just see there's water here. If you do it correctly, you can actually build a horizontal elevator across to the other side and just run right in, so you don't have to climb walls and build stairs and all that. There's a world boss there. There's a world boss and oasis there. Endless supply of trees. There's a really big NPC camp that way. NPC camps this way, spider cave below us, and the list goes on. There's just iron nodes everywhere. There's juicy iron, there's some juicy iron, juicy iron, iron. I mean, it's just such a great location. The unnamed cities nearby. The tip of that little point right there is where you get the climbing recipe to learn how to make climbing gloves and boots to make climbing easier. It's just a very good location. This is the salt flats where you can get tons and tons of brimstone, as long as you make sure you have your mask on, which is, there's a sandstorm mask you can get. It's a little bit later on, but it prevents you from taking damage from gas. So in any event, that's why I built here. So now let's kind of talk about the building and why I picked this particular tower. Lots of reasons. One, if you're smart and you do it right, you can build elevators all the way to the tippy top and no one will ever be able to raid you. But I just like that you could close this off. You can wall off the stairs. If you're worried someone's going to climb up here, which is very unlikely, you can wall this area off. It's just a really nice location that you can protect yourself. There's not a lot of ground to cover to protect yourself, but then you can also have enough room in here to put all your machines. And then you can go up in there, and you can even build other areas where you can put wheels and everything else, which we might get into in another video. So since the last video, I put a couple boxes here. I got my thing down. I got some food cooking. And I wanted to show you another good cool trick that I do, is just like the hidden box in episode 1 inside the foundations. When I build in this tower, I love to put a hidden box up on top here. Just because right there it is. And so a lot of people don't know it's there, so I always put my good loot in this hidden box up here. And yeah, it's just a cool little place. If you build in here, now that people have watched this video, they might know it's there, but in any event. So let's talk about farming and building. Couple things you want to know is the machines that most important right out of the gate is the furnace. The furnace is what turns all of your stone into bricks, and it also turns all of your iron into iron bars. And then those are two components that go into it. Then the Carpenter Bench turns all of your wood into shaped wood, which is also needed to make tier 2. And then lastly, you'll want to unlock the Fireable Cauldron. This is at level 15, because we're going to need that to make higher end gear. But just for tier 2 building material, all you need is a blacksmith, which is this bench, a furnace, and a carpenter's bench. That's it. But the furnace is by far #1 most important thing. And so I wanted to give you guys some tips on farming, just what I would suggest. This is why we have an encumbrance of 15 on my character, is because you'll be able to farm a lot of stuff pretty quickly. And then also, there's a couple other tips I want to give you here and try and get it all done quick. So you will also get this armor right here, Armor's Bench, and you can start making light armor with it. If you create a full set of light armor, each piece of light armor gives you a +1 to encumbrance. So if you have a full set of 5 pieces of light armor on your character, then you will be able to carry 5 more encumbrance worth of weight. So if you have a 15 in your attributes, you can actually carry 20 in encumbrance worth of stuff, which is pretty sweet. So let's go farm. I just want to give you some tips for farming. I already did a little bit, but most important thing you want right now is coal, because we need fuel. Coal is the best fuel in the game. You can use wood for fuel, you can use branches for fuel, and you can use plant fiber for fuel, but nothing is going to compare to using coal. So coal and stone are what we're working on right now. Now, do I want to grab iron right now? No. If you're on a server where, you know, iron is hard to come by, and you're afraid that if you don't, you know, farm it, someone's gonna take it, that's fine. But right now we need 540 stone in order to go ahead and make our furnace. So that's our main goal right now. You can see, because my encumbrance is so high, I have 135 stone on me right now, and I have what now, 20 coal, and I'm barely even through my encumbrance right now. So my encumbrance is like green and barely under the little weight looking thing. So we should, whoops, I didn't stop quick enough in order to get my stamina back. So we should be able to do this as well. Now, another crafting tip that I want to give you is stone weighs a lot. So if you're running around with a bunch of stone, it weighs a ton. So if you get some wood and some stone, and you want to craft some foundations or some, you know, some ceiling pieces, do it while you're farming, because changing stone into foundations drastically lowers the weight that you're carrying. And on top of that, if you need them anyways, why not, right? So you can only do it if you have some wood on you, which is very important. And you don't need that much wood. It's 5 wood for one like foundation. So as long as you hit a couple trees and you're running around with some wood on you, then just create a bunch of foundations while you're running around and farming. Early on, I would not worry about hitting trees with a pick. Yes, it will just make it to where you're going to have to do a lot of farming with a pick later to get bark in order to put it on your tanner. But right now, we are solely wanting to focus on coal and stone and iron. But coal and stone first. We need a furnace. Now, I personally think 3 furnaces is a good amount of furnaces. You can do more, you can do less, it's up to you, but obviously if you split the stacks and put them across multiple furnaces, that's going to be better than just having one furnace and trying to do everything. It's just going to be much slower that way to have one furnace. So it's worth having 2 at least, you know. Oops, do 1 for your iron and do 1 for your stone, or do 1 for your iron and 1 for your brick. It just solely depends. I can tell you that on an actual server when I play on, once I get some farming going, I have upwards of 7 furnaces. Whoops, I ran out of stamina. So yeah. And then this little guy should give me some ichor, which I need down the road. Come on, ichor. Oh, jerk. Alright. So we're just going to repair our pick here. So we have 305 stone. So a couple more big stone nodes, and we should be good to go on making our furnace. And then I'll show you kind of how the furnace works and go from there. So a couple comments that people have put on my channel that I have read. A lot of it is, you know, PvP versus PvE. I solely focus on PvP servers. A lot of these things don't apply to a PvE server. So if you have questions, again, just leave them in the comments below, and I will be sure to answer them either directly or during a Q&A on my next video I make. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get out of my way, stupid scorpions. Yeah. Swing and a miss. Whoa, you're dead. Okay, that guy should be not a problem anymore. Alright, well, once we get to 540, we're going to run back, and then I'll spend the rest of the video kind of showing you the machines. I don't want to spend the whole time harvesting. It's a waste of time for a how-to video. I just want to give you guys some tricks here where, you know, if you have enough stone, you just go in here, and you say, okay, here's my foundation. I can craft 12 with just 62 wood, and then all of these would go because it's 35 per each one. So like for every 3 foundations, it's a stack of stone. So you can just run around if you want to just do a ton of building. You can just run around and farm stone and just keep turning it into foundations and ceiling pieces and whatever else. And then when you get back, you just throw it all in. You know, it's already done. You don't have to worry about it. And then you can also farm more. That's the other key. Once you make into foundations, you can then farm more while you're crafting. So you can just keep crafting and farming, and you don't have to keep going back and dropping the stone. All right, so we have a plenty now. So let's craft our furnace. Like I said, while the furnace is crafting, we're going to continue to farm. Need to drink. Apparently I'm getting super thirsty. And you can see right now, my encumbrance is half, and that's with only the stone I have. Oh boy. Oh, sweet, they're fighting each other. I thought they were fighting me. Oh no, he's after me. I hate snakes. Snakes have poison. If you get hit by them, the poison's pretty gnarly. But luckily, you can run from pretty much everything in this game. Whoa! I need that coal. I might have to fight him. So 1 stack of poison, and you're going to see how much that 1 stack of poison does. It's pretty painful. Ugh. Come on, repair, repair, repair. So yeah, so as you can see, I have a furnace now. I'm carrying it on me, and you can see that my weight went way back down again. So having a ton of encumbrance just makes farming so easy early on if you're just going to make crap tons of foundations and furnaces and all that. Alright, so we're going to head back, and I'm going to basically just kind of, you know, end it here and pick back up, back at the base, and kind of show you how we lay down all of our stuff. Okay, so after a couple farm runs, you can see my bar here, I was able to make 3 furnaces and a Carpenter's Bench. So the Carpenter's Bench required 400 wood and 150 stone, and then I got my furnaces. And like I said, you can always just craft 1, get it started, but I wanted to show you kind of what to do here. So we're going to lay our furnace, we'll put it on our bar, we're going to try and sneak it in here as far as we can go. Little shimmy, there. We'll lay another one as close to it as we can get. Come on, come on. And then if we want, we can always put like a third, like over here somewhere or something. Alright, so once you have your furnace, these are what you need. So first you need your fuel, current fuel burn time. Shows you right here, wood plus iron equals this, but anything, fuel is always best as coal. If you put in stone and you click it, you'll see that it'll start making bricks. Bricks are needed for your tier 2 building structures. If you put in iron, you'll see it'll start making iron, and it prioritizes it. So obviously iron in its mind is more important than bricks. So if you have both iron and iron, stone, and stone in here, it's going to prioritize stone, which is why we keep multiple furnaces. So we'll just split this here. And then that way we can have iron working in one, bricks working in the other, and then if you want, you could have another one worth of bricks, and we'll just put wood in this one, and you got bricks working there. So that's pretty much how it works, is that iron stone turns into iron bars, and then you have your regular stone turns into bricks, and pretty much that's it. And then we'll show you the next step. Now I also have a carpenter's bench here, so we'll throw a carpenter's bench right here. So on the carpenter's bench, we want to make shaped wood. So we need 10 shaped wood for 10 wood for 1 shaped wood. So if we put this in here, we're going to get 9 shaped wood, and we'll start crafting that. So the key is we want to, here, we'll move this over to this one for now. All right. And so a couple things to note is when you take your burning fuel out, look at the fuel timer. If you take it out, the fuel timer might stop. And then if you put it back in, make sure to hit OK. Sometimes you'll think, oh, I added new fuel to it, and click go. But the fuel timer will be like halfway. It'll burn that out and it won't continue going. So just always check to see if there was fuel burning when you took stuff out, because if you put new fuel in it, it might not show correctly and you might walk away thinking it's working and it's not. So after we get our furnaces going, the main goal we need to get to next is the blacksmith bench, which requires 50 brick and 100 iron bars. So basically what that means is for every 1,000 stone, you get 100 bricks. So 500 stone will get you 50 brick, and same thing here. So for every 100 bars of iron, you're gonna need, what is it? I think each bar is 2. It's 2 to 1. Yeah, each bar is 2 to 1. So for every 100 bars of iron, you're gonna need 200 iron stone. Now, which we can craft here, we can farm here in a second. So the other thing I want to make note of is that when your furnaces are on, you see they say open. Anybody can loot your furnaces. So if you are not protected, then basically someone can just come in and take everything out of your furnaces. That includes your thralls. When we get into breaking thralls, if you put a thrall on here, someone can just come, plop the thrall out onto their bar and steal it. So when you have your machines going, you definitely want to try and secure this. Now, the likelihood someone's going to climb up here is slim to none, but to come up the stairs, it's not. So that's why I would suggest while things are going, just go out and keep farming more and more wood, more and more stone, more and more coal, and more iron. There's really never going to be a time where you're going to say, oh man, I farmed too much stone, or oh man, I farmed too much iron. It's just never going to happen. This game requires tons of farming in order to do anything, so you can never farm too much stone and turn into brick. You're always going to need bricks, you're always going to need shaped wood, and you're always going to need iron. It's just a fact of this game. It's just how it works. So don't feel bad that you're like, oh my goodness, I think I farmed too much. You're never going to farm too much. Not enough space. Take the cooked food out, put that food in, and there we go. So now that we have some food cooking, like I said, the next thing we want to do is we want to make some foundations, and we want to secure our location so that no one comes and steals it. So we can do it here straight up, or we can do it at the stairs. So let's just do it here just for sake of argument here. We want it so it matches this one, so I would say right here. And then when you lay a foundation, if you hold your Alt key, it spins it this way. If you hold Control, it spins it this way. If you hold Shift, it raises it, and that's what we want. We want this to be as high as we possibly can put it. Alright, boom. Alright, and then we'll put one right beside it, and one beside that. So now, we can just keep building this up higher. Whoops. Be careful. Don't do that. Like that again. Alright, hold on. Let's make sure. I just wasted a bunch of stone. If you have a hard time doing it in third person, you can scroll in. When you don't have something highlighted, you can scroll in and out, go into first person, and it'll make it a little bit easier for you. And once we build this wall in, granted, we're still not safe from this side, but we'll at least be safe from this side. So always remember to wall in and protect. Now, the reason why I use stone foundations instead of doors is because doors have 5,000 health, foundations have 10. So because we can easily just delete a foundation, jump through, and then put another foundation, it's not a big deal for us. But somebody, if it's during raid time and they can do building damage, it's going to take them a lot longer to get through a foundation than it is to get through a door, etc. So that's pretty much how the machines work. Give me a second here. I'm going to go out and farm some more, and then we'll come back, and then we'll make you a Blacksmith Bench. And then we'll show you kind of how that works. And then at the end, we'll kind of show you how the whole thing gets tied together. So stay tuned, and let me go grab some iron. Be right back. Okay, people, so after some more farming, I was able to make myself a Blacksmith Bench, which you'll see down here. So we're going to go ahead and place that. And the Blacksmith Bench is what we're going to use to make these iron reinforcements. So you're going to want to move iron in here, click on the iron reinforcement, and click, and iron reinforcements plus shaped wood, which we'll just keep throwing wood in here, plus bricks equals tier 2 material. Now, you can't hit tier 2 material until you are level 20. I'm only level 17. So we just want to keep farming this and making it, and then putting it up in our locked chest in order to keep it safe. And then when we hit level 20, we should have enough to make a little hut out of tier 2, which I'll probably show you in a couple episodes here from there. Now, there's a couple other things that we need to make. So continue to farm stone, continue to farm wood, continue to farm iron. And you'll notice that I also did a nice job walling everything in here so that no one can get in here. This is on a PvP server only. On a PvE, you don't have to worry about this. And on a PvP, if they really want to get in, they're going to get in. But this is just a deterrent to say, okay, it's all foundationed up, so work hard to get in. So I would still suggest during PvP building damage time to take everything that you've made and wanted to keep and put it in your little hidden lock chest up there until we can get to tier 2 and tier 3 down the road. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was helpful on your next steps in your journey, the furnaces, Carpenter Bench, the Blacksmith Bench. What we're going to do in the next episode is we're probably going to build the Thrall Taker and show you thralls, but we also want to work towards a fireable cauldron. We also want to work towards building ourselves a tanner, and then from there we want to learn how to build a bed so that we actually can do more than just have a bedroll. You can have a bed and a bedroll. And then we'll probably get into showing you guys how to build some stairs, because actually my base is going to be on a floor a little bit higher, so I'll probably end up making a little ramp here up to where I want to put my thrall wheel, because once I get my thrall wheel in, then I got to be able to take my thralls all the way to the thrall wheel. So we'll get into all that, the thrall wheel, the elevators, etc. So from this point, before my next video, which might be a little bit of time since I have to go out of town for business, is you want to focus on getting a tanner built, getting a cauldron built, and fortifying your base, and just farming up so you can get tier 2. So hopefully this guide was helpful. I will probably have video number 4 out, like I said, at the end of this week, and then video number 5 will focus on building a tier 2 base, as well as some other tips and tricks throughout the time. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments below. Cheers, and peace out.